Why do I feel like I'm about to be offended?
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
NBA is rigged, and I think I've got a little bit of fun proof to kind of prove it to everyone. So, do you want to hear my NBA rigged theory?
I mean, I've heard that there's script writers in NBA and also the NFL, and it definitely does feel like it sometimes that there is. So I would love to hear it.
All right. So, I have said this before a little bit, I've touched on it, but in 2014, the NBA signed into a 10-year agreement for distribution rights, and that went to Disney, who went through the ESPN banner to kind of do the distribution. And now that's coming to a close. So for the beginning of the 2025-2026 season, they're going to have a new deal in place. So they're kind of locking that deal in now. So you're seeing some really interesting things happen. For example, a couple of weeks ago, you had Embiid, Luka, and I think three other players all hit super high points per game on the anniversary of Kobe Bryant, the 20-year anniversary of Kobe Bryant scoring 81 against the Raptors. Interesting storytelling. You had another player do 73, 70, and a couple of the really, really high scoring games. Interesting that they chose that week to kind of have those really big scoring outbursts, in my opinion. This season, you also have LeBron James about to cross 40K for points, which is a big market, opportunity right there for marketing. And you're going to have, obviously more scenarios like that play out throughout the season with these big kind of, thirsts in NBA. And I think the reason is because the previous agreement was not really including streaming and, watching on your phone or your iPad. The way it is now, as you can just turn on your lunch break and you can watch a basketball game on the NBA app. Back in the day, you really didn't have that option 10 years ago. So now the agreement's over. Everybody wants their piece of the pie. And now the agreement's probably going to be set for potentially $20 to $25 billion for the next 10 years, where it was previously about $3 to $4 billion for distribution. So in my mind, the script writers need to do certain things like put the Lakers in a position to be able to go and compete in the playoffs. They don't have to win, they just have to be able to get in there and compete, which is why you're seeing scenarios where the Lakers will get 30 free throws in a game where they don't even go into the paint, and all these other kind of things, because they need their big, high earning teams in positions to succeed so that they can do everything they can to put together a package to get the next distribution deal and get their bag basically. That's my theory. I think it's strong because it's not something where someone's being taken out. It's kind of something where it kind of sounds realistic to a certain degree. But yeah, what do you think?
I mean, well, you already have the Lakers with the play-in, winning the play-in. I mean, they
Yeah,
shouldn't have had any business winning that.
yeah,
And the Pacers should have won. They were by far the better team in that play-in. And it's always sort of like script written that LeBron goes in and adds another championship.
the first to do this.
Yeah,
They put a banner up for that.
so in history now, it'll be LeBron. He's actually his name in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's almost like that was written in. Um,
Oh, the
a lot of
mid-season
the
thing,
calls,
absolutely dreadful.
I mean, a lot of the calls and the refing at the moment, I reckon you can see about 4 or 5 plays that'll happen, and there'll be a call, and they and it's almost like, how like they'll replay things. They won't replay the call, so like a woman will call, like the woman ref is renowned for it. I mean, she'll call the ball out, right? So she'll say stepped out of bounds, right? As you're watching, don't they do like a little replay as they're talking, the commentators, and they say, "Oh, was he out? Oh no, he wasn't." No, they completely miss. They skip over it because they know he wasn't out, and the coaches don't challenge it. And I mean, the players like, I didn't step out. Like I'm nowhere near the line, and you can see watching the game, he was like a foot away from the line.
It's almost like they can't question her because she's a female as well, and that sounds weird, but
Yeah,
like they're afraid to question her
yeah,
almost.
exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, but yeah, that's just one scenario. There's calls and everything that just, and I mean, don't they get reviewed? These refs, don't they get reviewed and pulled up, like, or even at halftime, like, you know what, you might.
I think there's a
you messed
referee
up. Like,
tribunal.
there's not. I mean, like, they're
There
not
isn't?
getting pulled up on nothing.
Yeah, I mean, they don't seem to
So
be.
many bad calls every single game. And I mean, like, with all the technology that you got, it's not hard for someone upstairs to be like, yeah, no, you messed that up. Quickly overturn that. Like, it, obviously when there's like little slapping fouls, it's hard to
Yeah,
do. But I mean,
at some points you can definitely.
simple. Yeah.
If there's 12 people in front of you running around, you're not going to catch everything, but the big things you need to catch.
Mm.
Especially when there's like there's like 4 or 5 refs, isn't there?
1, 2, 3, 3 or 4, 3.
And they're all around the area. Like they're all. It's not like they're gone. They need. I mean, if anything's going to be if anything's going to be replaced by AI, ref work would be something. Put multiple cameras on all the boundaries, and certain things can be captured with the camera. Not everything.
I mean, they've already done that with the tennis, haven't they? They've gotten rid of all the linesmen. So there's no more linesmen in the tennis. It's just the ball boys and the main ref now.
I really like the linesman. I like the.
And you can't challenge because AI wins.
Yeah. So it's annoying, but I do like the linesman, and hearing that out, that's.
They were stuffing up a lot though, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
The ball moves pretty fast, so yeah.
And then you get out of rhythm as a player and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's probably been a good thing, but I mean, there you go. There's some people that lose their jobs.
So it can be, I guess, it can be kind of match altering, game altering, whatever you might want to say. But yeah, I do think the NBA maybe isn't rigged as a whole, but this last couple of seasons, knowing what they need to accomplish and knowing that every single
They'll
team
probably
has value.
definitely push things or steer.
Mm.
They're definitely steering things in a certain way or a certain outcome. Like they'll try and make that team win. They'll give more favourable calls, etc., etc. So I think that's what it is. They're steering a team or a player or a thing to happen.
Mm.
And then obviously there is the randomness and fate that happens after that. So
that's what I think. I mean, they can't make it too obvious, but yeah, they've definitely been pulled up and told, you need to make sure X, Y, and Z happen. In my humble opinion. Thank you for watching Glass Culture Podcast. If you liked this video, click here to subscribe. If you want to see the full podcast, click here.